Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Here.
Director Wilson is excused. Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Augustin.
Here.
Director Araghi. Director Araghi.
Present.
Director Edwards.
Present.
And President Bradley.
Here. We'll call the meeting to order. We have a quorum.
From the President. Preliminary approval for letting number 8665, Terminal 1 Garage, Brown Level Drive, Lane Reinforcement, St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Contract and bond for letting number 8662, Terminal 1 Ticketing Drive, Staircase and Baggage Claim Drive, Recoding, St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Contract and bond for letting number 8663, improvements to the O'Fallon Boathouse, St. Louis, Missouri. Contract and bond for letting number 8664, reconstruction of runway 12L through 30R outer panels from taxiway Lima to taxiway Juliet. Replace runway 12L through 30R electrical circuits. Rehabilitate taxiway Kilo within runway 12L through 30R safety area. St. Louis Lambert International Airport. PSA for elevator number 7, modernization, Civil Courts Building, St. Louis, Missouri. PSA number 1216, Dr. Martin Luther King Drive lighting and signal interconnect, Phase 3, Newstead Avenue to Vandervender Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. Supplemental agreement number 17 to PSA number 1138, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing design services, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Supplemental agreement number 18 to PSA number 1138, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing design services, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Supplemental agreement number 1 to PSA number 1185, traffic engineering assistance, St. Louis City. Addendum number 2 to the plans and specifications for letting number 8670, aviation fields, upgrades, and streetscapes improvement, Forest Park, project number R2017-83033, St. Louis, Missouri. From the President and Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that permit for a Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District for a sewer project consisting of construction of approximately 105 linear feet of 12-inch diameter pipe sewer, 170 linear feet of earthen swell and apparatuses along 5600 block of Hancock Avenue east of Hampton. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that permit for TSI Geotechnical, Inc. to encroach with ATV-mounted rotary drill rig for vertical soil borings between Harvest Lane and Bond Hills Drive on St. Louis Water Division right-of-way be approved, subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits for Union Electric Company doing business in Ameren, Missouri be approved subject to certain conditions as follows: to construct new multiple duct banks and manholes at Commercial Street, Lucas Street to Eads Bridge, Lucas Street, Commercial to First, and Broadway north of Olive, and construct a steel encased directional bore in Carr Street, second to Collins, approximately 1,000 linear feet open trench, be approved subject to certain conditions. And to install new pole to feed new pad mount transformer at 5300 Howell Street, south of Adelaide. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. Joint recommendation that permit for SSM SLUH Inc. to encroach with underground with a 2 feet diameter steam and condensate line and a 3-foot diameter pneumatic tube system under Vista between Grand and Spring. The steam line will begin 12 feet below surface, and the pneumatic line will begin 25 feet below surface. Both will be placed by boring. No cuts proposed in right-of-way. Recommendation that the following AT&T permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Starting at a power pole at the rear of 4407 Stratman, cross Bissell, then bore and place one fiber for 306 feet before leaving city right-of-way at the rear of 2125 Bissell. Trench and place a fiber cable from manhole at 4940 Washington, 59 feet east to manhole at 4928 Washington. Starting at the front of 1112 Red Fox Lane, bore 20 feet of buried cable, copper cable down the alley to a pole at the side of 1112 Red Fox Lane. Contractor to access handhole at 5801 Wilson and bore 125 feet to pole in front of 159th Street, then rise on pole to service at 2159th Street. Starting at an existing AT&T manhole in the northbound curb lane of North Broadway at the northwest corner of 5038 North Broadway, a fiber cable will be bored to the east 9 feet off the south curb of DeSoto for approximately 420 feet. At that point, fiber handhold will be placed for future fiber requests. The fiber will then be bored to the north and onto the property of 513 DeSoto. Contractor to dig a splice pit at the front of 3101 North 20th Street, then bore 95 feet to new copper cable from existing utility pole at the front of 3101 North 20th to the east into the alley to the rear of 1947 Sullivan. From manhole near 501 Developer, bore 219 feet to new 3 by 5 by 3 feet handhold in sidewalk at same address. From this handhold, dig 1 feet to new 3 by 4 pad with a new fiber box, etc. Allow for placement of a mobile wireless communication tower, COW, for overflow communications for the Balloon Glow event from August 1st to September 19, 2018. Joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. St. Louis University, by means of directional drilling and trenching, place 1 2-inch HDPE duct approximately 399 feet to a new fiber optic cable. Duct will be placed at a minimum depth of 3 feet and will be in compliance with national electrical codes and local ordinances. Begin at existing St. SLU handhold 40 feet north of the north curb line of Shoto as South Teresa, which will be replaced with a new 24-inch by 36-inch by 36-inch handhold, going east approximately 393 feet, placing the new handhold, then turning north approximately 6 feet, SLU-owned property, 3401 Shoto. And Verizon, to allow for placement of a mobile wireless communication tower, COW, for overflow communication for the Balloon Glow event from August 1st to September 19, 2018. From the Director of Public Utilities, Streets, and Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. Joint recommendation that permit for Union Electric Company doing business in Amarin, Missouri to replace faulted direct buried cable that feeds the switchgear in the rear of Art Museum, installing approximately 2,300 feet of 5-inch HDPE conduit and 3 4 feet by 8 feet vaults in Forest Park. After installation of conduits and vaults, new cable will be pulled. Recommends approval, subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved, subject to certain conditions. Moonlight Partners, LLC, to consolidate land at 3420 and 3450 Wisconsin and 3417 through 21 Salina in City Block 1551. And Ronald McDonald House, to consolidate land at 4321 and 4341 through 47 Shoto and 920 Tower Grove in City Block 4879. Joint recommendation that the following permits be denied by reason of the fact that it is a violation of Board Order 720 as follows. Great One LLC to subdivide land at 6534 Berthold in City Block 4595. Rise Community Development to consolidate land at 3939 through 41 and 3845 B, Nebraska in City Block 2570. And Rise Community Development to consolidate land at 3016 Gasconade and 4100 Minnesota in City Block 2628. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Medina Grill to encroach with sidewalk cafe of 4 tables and 16 chairs utilizing 84 square feet at number 5 Maryland Plaza. And Tea-topia to encroach with sidewalk cafe at 4 tables and 8 chairs utilizing 60 square feet with liquor at 2606 Cherokee. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that permit for St. Louis University to fly a drone on Grand, Forest Park Parkway, McKinley Drive, and Clayton Avenue on May 25, 2018 to September 25, 2018, depending on the weather and approval dates may change. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that the following festival zones be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. BJC Appreciation at Kaufman and Poker Parks to close Chestnut and Tucker to 13th for private employee and families picnic on July 13, 2018. St. Louis Veg Fest at Forest Park World's Fair Pavilion on August 4, 2018. Rise Up Festival at Washington between North 15th and 17th, intersection of 17th and Washington for main stage. Washington between 16th and 17th, 17th between Washington and Lucas, 16th between Washington and St. Charles on August 18, 2018. Gateway Cup, Lafayette, at Lafayette Park and Park to Missouri to Lafayette to Mississippi, and Park between Mississippi and Vale Place, and Lafayette between Mississippi to Preston Place on August 31st, 2018. Gateway Cup, Francis Park, at Francis Park in Nottingham to Donovan and Eichelberger to Tam and Nottingham between Tam and Prague on September 1st, 2018. Gateway Cup at the Hill, Marconi and Shaw to Edwards and Botanical and Wilson between Hereford and Edwards, and Dagger between Hereford and Marconi on September 2nd, 2018. Gateway Cup, Benton Park, at Benton Park and Arsenal to Limp and Pestalozzi to 13, to Sydney to Limp, to Limp to Limp, to Lynch to Limp, to Pestalozzi to Indiana, to Arsenal between Indiana and Jefferson on September 3rd, 2018. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Terrell Island, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner for board order number 766. Transmit herewith our recommendations for the following conditional use applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 5 applications, and they are 5730 Roosevelt Place, 4917 Rosalie Street, 3339 Salina Street, 6013 Natural Bridge Avenue, and 5604 Gravois Avenue. Denial is recommended for 1 application, and that is 5409 Riverview Boulevard. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted. Are there any questions or comments?
Are there any questions on the conditional uses from the board?
I move to approve the recommendation.
Second. Moved and second for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Origi.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Conditional uses are approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, June 26, 2018. Are there any questions or comments on the meeting minutes? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
I I move to approve last week's minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second for approval of last week's minutes. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is excused. Director Hayes.
Abstain.
Director Augustin.
Abstain.
Director Aragy.
Abstain.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on the agenda?
Motion.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Kurt. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved in second for approval of today's agenda. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Aragy.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, the agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, I would like to welcome our new interim director of Health and Hospitals, Director Aragy. We have that correct. Okay, so welcome to the board. Thank you. We will see you here every Tuesday at 1:45.
Got it.
Thank you. Motion for
Congratulations.
adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Have a nice 4th, everyone.